Science strikes again. Peter Jackson, director of Lord of the Rings, wants to bring back the ancient moa. It is a bird from New Zealand. The last bird who lived was 600 years ago. Let's get into it. So Lord of the Rings director backs de-extinction project. Here's some of the moa bones. He's an avid collector of moa bones. So filmmaker Peter Jackson is backing a controversial project to bring back the extinct moa, a flightless New Zealand bird. His private collection of moa bones has led to a $15 million partnership with biotech firm Colossal Biosciences, funded by Jackson and his partner, Fran Walsh. They announced on Tuesday their effort to genetically engineer living birds to resemble the giant moa, which once stood 3.6 meters or 12 feet tall. Jackson explained his motivation: "The movies are my day job and the moa are my fun thing I do." I think he also has a World War I aircraft that he likes to fly. I remember that he did that movie of World War I footage. Anyways, he added, "Every New Zealand schoolchild has a fascination with the moa. However, outside scientists are skeptical. While tweaking living animals for similar physical traits might be feasible, de-extinction is deemed likely impossible. Some worry such focus could distract from protecting the existing species." So, is it possible to take a prehistoric animal, an animal from a long time ago, and bring it back to life when there's no animal like it anywhere on the earth currently? We will see. So the moa had roamed New Zealand 4,000 years until they became extinct 600 years ago because of overhunting. All right, so let's look at the moa. Here's the skeleton of a moa, full skeleton. Pretty big, about 12 feet tall. Here's a picture right here, this orange one. That's the moa, the little guy. All right, so the moa, they've been around for a long time, and they want to bring them back. This is an interesting part. Unlike Colossal's work with dire wolves, the moa project is in very early stages. So this is not the first time that this company has actually participated in this kind of project. They brought back to life the dire wolves here this past year. Here we go. We have the dire wolves. Let's go back to the top. So the dire wolves were an animal, a wolf from a very long time ago. You see them in old like caveman type movies. Also in Game of Thrones. So the dire wolf, after a 10,000 year absence, so it wasn't around for 10,000 years, they brought them back. The way they did it was they were able to collect DNA samples from various things, fossils or whatever, and they were actually able to put them inside of an actual living wolf and have that wolf actually birth these dire wolves. Looks like there's about 3 of these wolves right now. We have Remus, Romulus, and Khaleesi. This is the same company that's working on this moa. So it looks like they have some experience with actually bringing these wolves to life. These are real dire wolves, and they're alive currently. Their location is undisclosed. They want people messing with them, but there's some footage of them. What a world. And also, as soon as this part was over, whenever they had the dire wolves, they announced that they were interested in bringing back the Woolly Mammoth. Wow, Jurassic Park, baby. Let's go. All right, so the first stage of the moa project will be to identify well-preserved bones from which it may be possible to extract DNA, says Colossal. These DNA sequences will be compared to genomes of living bird species, including the ground-dwelling of the tinamu and the emu, sorry about that, to figure out what it is that made the moa unique compared to other birds. Colossal used a similar process of comparing ancient DNA of extinct dire wolves to determine the genetic differences with gray wolves. Then scientists took blood cells from a living gray wolf and used that thing to genetically modify them in 20 different sites. Pups with long hair and muscular jaws were born late last year. Working with birds presents different challenges, says Shapiro. Unlike mammals, bird embryos develop inside eggs, so the process of transferring an embryo to a surrogate will not look like a mammalian IVF. All right. There you go. We'll see what happens. It'd be very interesting to see if it works. And I want to know what you think. Do you think it's going to work? Do you think the moa will actually become alive again? Do you think that they're going to go on to future projects and bring back the woolly mammoth, maybe some dinosaur type creatures? Or do you think the government should step in and stop all this right now? I want to know what you think. Put your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I will see you next time.